Peggy 18.
It's too early. Is it going? This is way early if it's going. Better not be. I think we're okay. But ladies and gentlemen, how are you this fine day? I am so tired, man. It was a long last week. We did a lot of shit. I'm exhausted. But yeah, that's going good. Yeah, man, I didn't get to have a day last week to just like not do anything. Yesterday was so jam-packed. I tried to make sure I got all the things that I said I would get done, and I'm just cooked. I'm just mentally like, I need a break. I need to relax. But here we are, early in the morning. I didn't get a workout. I'm maybe gonna do it after. I hope I have the will. Again, running on fumes here, but then I gotta go do lag day, which is rough. Monday, brutal. But today we are going to be experiencing the Ubisoft Showcase.
Welcome to the Ubisoft Forward pre-show. The main show will begin in 15 minutes. But until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy a jam-packed pre-show.
The past year of Rainbow Six Siege has brought some of the most impactful updates in the game's history.
Let's just lower the audio and just talk our ass off. Okay, it's Siege. Things are happening. Man, I am so happy that I think it was obvious because you guys were feeling it too. But I'm so happy that Starfield hit like it did. I don't know why. It's always nice to share emotions with people, and I'm like, dude, I feel like that was one of the best showcase we've ever seen of a video game. Even if it I was watching the kind of funny podcast where they do gamer breakdowns and stuff like that, and they were talking about a recap of what happened, and it was so funny because everyone was talking about this is the best lie. If this is a lie, this is the best lie I've ever heard. It just feels awesome. Keep lying to me, etc. Now, hard cut to us in the future. Will it live up to the expectations? I think so. I can't really see it being too far up. Also, they straight up taken stuff from that one game, Valorant. Brutal. You think? Yeah, it's interesting. Do you think they would have tried some of those things, reinvented that wheel in a way? Anyways, I'm just looking at stuff. But yeah, man, I'm still in the La La Land extravaganza that is that. Again, the idea that they showed you had to I don't know what I'm gonna be. So I'm all over the place. I don't know what I'm gonna be in Starfield. Are you gonna be like a space band, or are you gonna be the happy-go-lucky kind of person? The one thing they keep nailing home is just how big that game is gonna be. Hopefully, it lives up to some of the expectations there, and hopefully, it's not a mile wide and an inch deep kind of vibe. I think it's gonna be good. Looks good. Looks like they showed a lot too. It's one of the other things that people said is, unlike Cyberpunk and some of these other games like No Man's Sky, which until the very razor's edge of launch, they kind of didn't show us a lot. They showed us I remember there being one gameplay that happened in No Man's Sky, and it was someone going into orbit and coming back in, but that was it. And it was about to launch, which is usually suspect. And then Cyberpunk, similar vibe. I think, yeah, similar vibe. That we had some E3 trailers, walkthroughs, but nothing that showed all of the mechanics and all of the different angles of those mechanics. So hopefully, also, I feel like this is also another point that people pointed out about Starfield, but why would Xbox continue to hammer home that this is the biggest game that will ever be made? This is the biggest game of the century. Weird, super over expectations saying stuff. If it wasn't even in half of what that expectation could be, that kind of rad. But yeah, to me, so I'm hopeful. Is it gonna be? Is what they say? Maybe. Probably not. Probably a toned down version, but something. Something. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm still taking in that Xbox showcase. Fable, I still haven't heard people react in the way that we reacted. I heard people say, I'm not really a Fable fan, and that looked neat to me. Neat. And I'm also yeah, because you're not a Fable fan. But then I also seen some Fable fans who were yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if people really. Again, I feel like people aren't able to realize that may not be. The tone wasn't there. Now, we're all hoping that it will be, but the tone seemed a little off, And I hope that they maintain that tone of Fable. Granted, it's a Fable game. It's going to have a morality system, probably. It's going to have, hopefully, your ability to evolve. That's going to be awesome. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a fun. We just need games like that at this time. So I think it's still gonna be fun. I'm not as sold as I wanted to be, because I thought it just didn't show us what people wanted to see from Fable. It showed us like, here's a realistic fantasy game that you could have just said wasn't Fable, and people would have been like, okay, you know. They didn't show the evil and good cycle, so that's still up in the air. Hopefully it worked out. But yeah, on topic of Ubisoft Forward, there's been a lot of talk about basically Ubisoft's next Assassin's Creed game and them having worked on it for a long time. Essentially, it is the Japanese take on the time period. I'm kind of excited. I'm also kind of curious how that ends up looking. Yeah, well, because I'm not sure. People have been saying that they've done another jump. So they basically jumped and refined or shaped the gameplay in a different way again. I'm curious how that be. So I'm curious what this new Japanese-inspired Assassin's Creed game, what the gameplay pivot is going to be. Is it going to be more of like the arcadey, hit an enemy 1,000 times and he has no damage taken, and then he falls over when you hit him again? Or you do a special attack combo and knock him dead? Maybe. I'm hoping it's more of a return to what I love about Fable, or not Fable, sorry, Assassin's Creed, which is more of the grounded, like Connor's ferocious strength. There's like nuking people as he walks by them or jumps to them. But we'll see. I also think it might be more like techie, like you have gadgets and stuff like that, because apparently it's ninjas. Because yeah, Japanese ninja. But yes. Non-Fetus, what's good? Non-Fetus says, Fable has always been more hype than substance. Great games, though. Really, man? I mean, like, I know there's a constant thing within Fable, which is like Peter Molyneux's hyping those games up, but I think today, there's been a version of games for such a long time. Like, there's been a bunch of Call of Duty-like games, FPS shooters, large set pieces, etc. There's been some morality games, like Fallout kind of has it, but not really. And there's very few games where your character physically evolves, like physically evolves. And to me, I don't know, when I look back at Fable having done all of those things, like, yes, it wasn't like the only video game that you'd ever need, but it's still like way more advanced and way more clever than the games we currently have now. And I think that's a testament to why we haven't seen more of them, is because it's so hard to actually have choices that matter, to actually have, like, to create a system where every single time you do an evil deed, your character morphs and mutates in this horrible way, or this beautiful way. To have like magic and whatnot that has, when you level up magic, you get these dope-ass designs on your face. When you level up strength, you become a gross, bulbous warrior. When you level up swiftness or dexterity, you become more thinner and leaner. Like, I don't know, I still look back at Fable thinking that game lived up to a percentage of the hype, I guess, which I think was incredible, because that game, like, again, the game, if what do you call it? The best way I could put the whole Fable thing, in my opinion, on is Peter Molyneux was one of those people that were crazy enough to shoot for the stars, and in some ways, in some mechanics in Fable, he ended up on the moon, which is close to the stars. Not somewhat, not really, but it's close, and that's more than a lot of games, especially at the time, got. And again, why we haven't seen something similar to that, despite that game went on to sell constant copies. Even the one that was the worst that people say is Fable 3, it still sold really well, and people still had fun with it, I think. If you were to equate how much fun people had with it, I think they would still have enjoyed it, even if it wasn't perfect, or even what they were expecting. But yeah, man, so I have some expectations for Fable, so I'm hoping that we can get some of them. Again, hopefully it's not over the moon, but yeah. Red says, heyo, I'm back. I needed some coffee and snacks. You go get some coffee and snacks. Good man. I am also probably going to need more coffee because woof. Yeah. And about Starfield, my biggest doubt about it is the in-space in-space gameplay being its weakest link, at least flushed out.
When I found out that Just Dance 2023 has a story mode now.
Okay, I get it, but at part of me wonders, because they did show, like, in air, like a person shooting an enemy when you go and board a ship, and it blasts out the cockpit window, and it sucks the enemies out of the back, which sounds good. I also think there's just not that much to do combat naval space stuff, but we did see a quick clip. Read how much have you seen in the gameplay? But it was like a quick clip of like a straight up like star star battle, whatever you call it, a spaceship battle, where like not just like the one fighting one enemy, but it was like 4 enemies coming at you, and your hull was just getting smashed. So I think it depends, and I'm worried that like people won't be able to experience the depth or the cool set piece moments for space combat because you can avoid it. It's a Fable game, or it's a it's a Fallout game, or it's a new game that's made by Bethesda, which I imagine has the same like crazy depth. So you could, if you just ignore the space combat, then you'll just ignore the space combat. And I think you'll have to upgrade your warp drive to get to the places which actually are hostile to the environment. And yeah, but I feel like we'll have to see, because a part of me, I seen some clips there, I thought maybe. But also, it sounds fucked up, but at this point, when it comes to Bethesda games, I mostly just look at Bethesda games as how many mechanics and structures have they added, because modders build off of that structure and make it better in 2 months or in a year. And they do it to like your specific interest, which is crazy. So as long as the game has good bones for modders to build off of, that's kind of where I'm weirdly psychotic, and that's why I look at Bethesda games at this point. Red says, I'm fully expecting Fallout, but just with space theme. I mean, they did say they've been working on it for 25 years, and based on what we've seen, it seems like, I get what you mean, because like it's just, Fallout just has like base building, which this one also has, and it also has, you know, weapon mods, which this one also has. So I get the comparison, but arguably there's a lot more. It's a lot more mechanically rich, maybe. Based on what we've seen, I think it's pretty up there. But yeah. Nong says, thus being a great... Yeah. To me, I just... The reason why I said that, Nong, because to me, I think, like, based on any normal standards, or even high expectation standards, Fable did do a lot of great, surprising, like, innovative shit, I think. Especially when it was all in one package. And I always hear people say, like, Fable was one of those games that was overpromised, and under-delivered. And I'm like, yeah, but the under-delivery was still like 50% or 100% more than what you got at the time. So it's weird to say that. Like, it's almost like, he promised me I'd be a billionaire, and instead I have $100 million. Disgust me. And I know you're not saying that. No, I'm just saying that's what I've heard the argument for. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'd be pretty happy with $100,000. I don't know about you. Also, man, this Uno game, the fact that it popped off so hard because of internet challenges is nuts. What's good, Fluff? Fluff says, hey, Fluff, what are you the most excited to see? You think we'll be seeing some of that Assassin's Creed Japanese goodness, ninja weirdness? Or do you think, or are you excited to see the VR Assassin's Creed game, dude? Literally, they could just look at Blade and Sorcery and look at, like, all of the top mods, and they're, like, pseudo-adjacent, what do you call it? What is it called? This guy's distracting me. Assassin's Creed-like mods, like the ability to climb, the ability to do, like, drop down and assassinate people. Yeah, also that's hilarious. Nong says, based on the reputation of Bethesda, I will be amazed. It will be amazing and amazingly buggy. Yeah, well, it'll be really cool to see, because theoretically, Xbox is now backing Starfield, and this is the craziest thing, man. Starfield, I mean, you could basically get it for $10, which is wild. So if it's a gigantic game, and it's like the game of the year or even a contender, and it continues to be modded for like years to come, and you can get it for $10, that's pretty fire. I think I would be buying it full price just because I mod it, so I would rather just have all of the files and not have any weirdness there. But yeah, man, I just... I'm excited, but I'm curious with there being so many delays, and like a substantial delay since the release of Starfield. I'm curious if that will basically make it so that we get a better, more stable game. Granted, how big this game is, probably not. Probably they're just like trying to give it the Bethesda stability, and then be like, okay, well, it's just so much, so we need more time to do that with. Joe Raptor, good to see him. He says, I'd say Fable delivered like 80%. Yeah, 80% high. I agree. I'd say 85. Yeah, that's a good percentage. Yeah, because there was 20%. Because when Peter Molyneux was like, you'll be able to see a strand of grass grow, and it will become a tree, and you'll grow to 1,000 years old in this video game or something, or 100 years old, whatever it was. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't want any of that. I'm good. I'm good. I actually would like my character to not become gross and old in the video game where I'm playing a hero. Although, I'm kind of fire, I get it. But yeah, as long as there's a potion to like make you young again, just so you could like have it all. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, 48 minutes. I have that feeling like I could use the washroom, but I don't think anything will happen, you know what I mean? Not good. It's not good. Alright. Are we ready? This is the last showcase that we will be probably doing. There is a VR showcase thing happening on the 14th. But I think we'll just talk about that whenever we hang out on a Sunday. Okay. Boy isn't gonna sit there the whole go over it again. Although apparently it's PC VR, so it could be cool. Also, there's another amazing VR game that's coming out today, or not today, at the beginning of this month, which we're well beyond at this point. I want to go and play it, but I want to give proper credit to one of my favorite games. It turns out it's Battle Talent. So here we go. Let me know if it's too quiet. Something weird about this. Dancing when it's really good looks very odd, like very like your bones are breaking, and I don't like it, kind of thing. Love says, there's a Capcom showcase later today. I don't think we'll do that. Your boy needs to exercise. Also, I don't know, man. I don't know. I did see that there was not a cap. No, it was like the next big Square Enix game, which is their Final Fantasy game. Final Fantasy, like an hour-long breakdown showcase, which is pretty sweet. God damn it, Fluff. Fluff says, it might have Dragon's Dogma 2. It might. I think we'll still say no. I think we'll just talk about it on Sunday. I also want to sit down and talk about it. You know what I mean? Because I don't really have Monster Hunter that I'm pseudo interested in and very interested in Dragon's Dogma. So we'll see. But yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait until Sunday, or Saturday. Sorry, Saturday to talk about that with you guys. Hang out, watch in the background, we'll hang on talk. I watched it beforehand. I think that's you too. But yeah. Also, you think we would have? Yeah, no, they probably could do a Dragon's Dogma breakdown. God damn it. Those are some tight shorts. Anyway, Nani says, looking like DDR game there. Yeah, man. Yeah. Dance Revolution, baby. This, I don't know why Ubisoft keeps making these. It must be one of those games that like I have no interest in and I'm so disconnected, but must sell like crazy. Cause yeah, I'm just like, or maybe it's the cheapest thing to make ever. I don't know. I'm always blown away that Ubisoft just is hard into this dance, baby. I could see maybe like them having arcadiness or something. But yeah. It's like when someone's trying to smile, but they're like gasping for air, so they're like, oh god. It's like, oh god, no, I'm so sorry. This video probably got copyright claim. Hate it. Here we go. Hit me with that VR. Make my dreams come true. I feel like it's a Netflix show. The Queen's Gambit or something. Never watched that movie or show, TV show. An Ubisoft game. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's their Avatar, Avatar game. Gross. I don't know. You know, it looks good, but I'm also like, I don't know. I wouldn't have. This would not have been my first pick to have like an open world Avatar game.
From me.
I like the movies.
I was trained in their ways, their technology, their weapons. Things that a Navi should not know. And then one day, they left.
Hell's Gate is under attack. Evacuate now. Kill all the Na'vi children.
But before they did, our teacher saved us and put us to sleep.
This is your only chance to survive.
And there I remained for 15 years. Until one day, I awoke.
Is that a Na'vi scar on her cheek?
I was free.
It looks neat as an FPS. Three thingies.
Free to explore my world.
It gives me a Far Cry vibe.
Free to decide who I was going to be. Free to discover what I was meant to do.
I feel like this is going to be
now you see what
so difficult for Ubisoft to do. I don't know why. Just like that jumping onto that bird, like I just mounting something midair, and yeah, just fuck. What's good,
Now
Christmas?
Pandora is under attack again.
Don't let the Na'vi get in our way. Get rid of them.
And I have a choice to make. I choose to protect my home.
Sucker for painting? What's that? What's that? Sounds familiar. Alright. Blue people with rocket launchers. Feels like a lot. Feels like a lot of a lot. But maybe it's fire. I don't know. We'll see. Ooh, yeah. It also kind of makes sense, I guess. In hindsight, this was the choice to, like, Ubisoft, a Far Cry, bow and arrows. It was like a helicopter type thing. It's not a helicopter, but like a dragon-ish. Yeah. It all adds up. Makes sense.
I am Na'vi.
Yeah. Blue aliens and whatnot. Is it racist or fucked up for me to say, like, why couldn't it just be elves? Like elves and orcs, dude. That's kind of rad. Instead it's this weird, like, tall as fuck, gangly, but also kind of neat. I don't know. I like the first Avatar game, so if it's anything like that, you might not be okay.
Hi there, everyone. I'm Jim Cameron, the creator of Avatar and Avatar: The Way of Water. In developing both of these films, I set out to imagine another world, a world as rich and complex as our own. And we wanted the audience to feel as though they were really on Pandora, to dream with their eyes wide open, and to explore this world with our characters. And it's always been our vision to embrace technology to allow us to find new ways outside the cinema to immerse people in this world.
They're making
Our
me
friends
sucker
at
for love?
Ubisoft share the same ambition, and the team at Massive have been pushing the boundaries
full
of what's
game.
possible in games to bring a new corner of Pandora to life. So with Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, our creative team at Lightstorm has been able to share their insights with Massive's talented team, who are experts in creating living, open worlds. Together, we'll be able to bring players to the Western frontier
Oh, I gotta see
with
that.
new environments,
That's
new
awesome.
flora and
Think you're
fauna,
telling me
new
that, Chris.
characters, and an original story that coexists with the events of the Avatar films.
Okay, Chris.
We can't wait for you to join this adventure, and we look forward to welcoming you back to the world of Avatar
Yeah, well,
once again.
I think so. First gameplay revealed for Avatar, I think so. Looks like that. It's neat. Can we play a woman and a dude, or is it strictly a dude? Or a woman, I mean. Because I would like them options.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dita
Probably
Danefeld,
both.
and as the game director, I'm proud to be representing the team behind Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora today, and excited to share a sneak peek of what we've been working on.
I can't wait to play that, Chris. It's gonna be awesome.
In this all-new story, you'll set out on a journey of discovery to unravel the mysteries of your past, learn what it means to be Na'vi,
Water.
and explore new parts
water.
of Pandora on land or together with your trusted Banshee in the air. Our ambition is to create a playground where curiosity is rewarded. This tangible and highly immersive first-person experience will allow you to closely connect to a beautiful open world, touch and interact with it, using your size, your superhuman strength, and your natural agility to gain the upper
and
hand.
your weird
As the
tail
Na'vi
penis.
say,
Or whatever.
Sivako, let's rise to the challenge on December
Weird.
7th.
Weird dude.
Until then, we're delighted to show you a glimpse of this adventure. So prepare to lose yourselves in the beauty
Oh,
and the
good job,
danger
Ubisoft.
of the Western frontier.
We getting a gameplay showcase? Fuck yeah, Ubisoft, bring it. Ubisoft's always been good about that. Even ever since Assassin's Creed Black Flag and whatnot. They get hung up on like a live gameplay aspect of it. It's like, stop. No one needs it to be live. First person, fuck yeah. Let's say, but it's not about that life.
Welcome to Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, a first-person action-adventure game that invites you to explore the engaging world of Avatar in an immersive open-world experience. I'm Didi Dienfeld, game director, and I'm excited to reveal what's waiting for you in Pandora.
Our eyes are not ready for the future.
The story of our game begins when the RDA expands their operations to the western frontier.
Maybe floods.
John Mercer, one of the leaders of the RDA, abducts you and other Na'vi children from your home to teach you the ways of humans, hoping to mold you and turn you against your own people.
And the fucked up that I would rather play like the human with the mechs and shit.
By the Battle of the Hallelujah Mountains, and you are put into emergency cryosleep. When you awaken 15 years later, you are a stranger in your birthplace. Knowing the dangers posed by the RDA, you set out to take them down and look to secure the help of other Na'vi clans. Initially, you're perceived as an outsider, so you have to reconnect with your lost Na'vi heritage to gain their trust. On your adventure, you'll find your own path as you discover what it means to be Na'vi. You'll explore new regions of Pandora, each with their own unique biomes. The Kinglor Forest is a lush rainforest brimming with life and dense vegetation in the shade of awe-inspiring floating mountains. This is the home of the Aranahe, a clan of peaceful weavers who will guide you on your first hunt and on your first flight. The Aranahe will show you the way to the rookery, where you can bond for life with your very own Ikram. The Ikram is a devoted companion that you can name, feed, and customize. Experiment with acrobatics and feel a rush of adrenaline as you dive from the sky and explore the open world of Pandora from the air. If you travel north, you'll get to the upper plains, an expansive grassland filled with contrasts and open views as far as the eye can see. The nomadic Seswa clan live here in symbiosis with gigantic beasts called Sakru. Earn the clan's trust, and they will teach you the art of riding dire horses.
It's weird, man. Some scenes I'm like, oh my god, I'm in. Other scenes I'm like,
the mysterious clouded forest, where hidden in the mist,
I'm in again.
Nothing is as it seems. Here lives the Kamatiri, a clan of healers with their own dark reasons to stay hidden.
I'm in again. I'm in. I'm more in.
RDA operations are threatening the balance of Pandora. They build facilities of all sizes to exploit resources at any cost, spreading devastating pollution. In the process,
when I see stuff like this, I'm in. When I see like the tribe stuff, it looks odd.
You'll need to stop the RDA from ravaging your home. And when you are ready, you will take the fight to them. As a child of two worlds, you can learn to master multiple combat styles. Your powerful instincts allow you to get an overview of the battlefield, mark your enemies, and identify weak points.
We have special abilities to like a child
Na'vi weapons are versatile and precise. You can use the longbow to hit long-range targets, or the staff sling to set up traps. For a more explosive approach, you can leverage your human training and go for the blast of an assault rifle, a shotgun, or go bigger with the occasional rocket launcher. On foot, you can also rely on your incredible strength to take down amp units. Above the clouds, your Ikran will help you in aerial combat against the RDA. Destroying RDA facilities will have a tangible impact on your world. With the pollution removed, Pandora heals. You'll be able to harvest the best quality material again and craft better gear and weapons.
Yeah, I did see a little bit of that.
You will also find ingredients to cook
and make meals to get stronger.
Previous Avatar game, where you could pick
As you keep discovering what it truly means to become Navi, you'll improve your skills by connecting to Awa through the Tarshu plant and learn from the memories of your ancestors. Skill upgrades can improve many aspects of your character, such as your natural agility to move through the world, your stealth approach when hunting or fighting, or the handling of your weapons and mounts.
You gotta have a big-ass budget for this game, eh?
Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora is a captivating action-adventure game designed to maximize the power of new-gen consoles and PC. You will be able to play the full story campaign in single player or with a friend online in 2-player co-op.
Oh, cool, 2-player co-op is huge.
We invite you to explore this world of wonder. Become Navi and take down the RDA to protect Pandora.
It's hard to describe, man. I think it's like awesome, neat. I'm not grounded in it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like, I don't know how to describe it, you know? Maybe it's just not exactly for me. So then I'm like, some of it's for me, but then there's like, the majority of it seems a little not like my thing, you know? Complicated to describe, but it just doesn't seem like it's not like when you see elves, orcs, or like, imagine this. Imagine if you could see Avatar the Last Airbender kind of like with Aang, like that world, that powers, that to me, I'm like, that I need to get into. This I'm kind of like,
chat.
it looks like a jungle in
have
like
some fun with it.
a jungle in what do you call it? Some awesome alien-looking creatures, but it doesn't look like there's like where's the conflict? How do I win? Who do we need to take down? Like yeah, I don't know. There feels like there's something weird there for me. But I think it is just a need. I think if I was more into the movies, then I probably would be in. That's one-shot people?
That feels good.
Avatar, have a cry, have a cry,
Gotta be gentle with the tap.
Flo says, Grin, reject his Native American heritage. I love the Native American heritage, but it's not nearly as interesting as like what we've seen in Starfield, like the crazy science. It's also not as interesting as what we see in fantasy movies. Like, I don't want our old past, you know? I love my Native American heritage. But I just been like, yeah, it's like when I see a World War II game, and it's just World War II, and that's the whole sell. I'm like, I don't want to go back in the past that much. It's for somebody. But I need something that spices it up, which is Aliens. That should be enough, but for me, it didn't connect exactly. I'm sure I like it, but I'm not sure if I'll play it. It's weird. It's weird to say. Siege things. What's up, man?
Hello, everyone. Hello. My name is Mark Rubin, executive producer on XDefiant. What you just saw was a collection of live clips and reactions from players streaming our game during our closed beta test in April.
So you play a Navi
and we've been absolutely overwhelmed by the amazing response to our game from players all over the world. Now, for us, community has really been the core of this game's development.
Works
and
in
we've
best
had
of both worlds,
28 public tests so far, with the recent closed beta being the largest, and of course, the first with no NDA. And throughout all of these tests, we've done our best to listen and respond to the feedback of players. So thank you so much to the more than 1.5 million players who have participated in those tests.
We're not getting an Avatar.
And the countless creators and streamers who shared their footage and feedback about XDefiant.
Yeah, I like the human part of the film.
Now we're ready to look towards the future. We are currently planning on launching later this summer. But before we do that, we will be holding another test to address some of the feedback from the closed beta. This open session will be available to everyone on PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S from June 21st to June 23rd. This is a short test, but we are opening it to everyone to get as much feedback as possible on our new netcode, our controller tuning, and of course, to stress out the servers as much as possible.
Invasive and,
so if you have not played
XDefiant
XDefiant yet, this is your chance.
Yeah, to me.
But let's talk about what's going to happen.
I wish it'd be cool. Like, I wish you could like play the Navi,
We
and
will
you could
start
play
with a
an evil
6-week
cunt
preseason
or an
that
awesome,
will have all
benevolent
of our
nature
launch
person.
content
I say that as
with 14
coming from the
maps,
Native American
5
community,
factions,
where there's absolutely some
24
shitty
weapons,
Native American people
much
who
more.
are who take advantage of all
We
of the
then
benefits
move
they get
into
and
our
don't
year
like
one
actually care about the
content
Earth
schedule,
itself.
which is packed
like
with
they
some
use like
really
the tribal
exciting
aspect of it
content, with
to like
4
hurt
brand
other
new
like to
meta-changing
cannibalize other
factions,
things, I guess.
each with unique characters
But I would
and
also love
skills,
if there was
12
the
new
human
weapons,
side, in which it was
and
destructive and
12 new
evil,
maps.
or like the basically
That's
the bridge that
one
can
new map
pull in two
every
people.
month.
The fact that it's so
All
linear
inspired
to me is
by
in a way kind of
Ubisoft's
boring.
amazing worlds.
But I think it'll be fun.
I
the
think
gameplay
you may
and whatnot.
really be surprised.
I think I like
at
it.
where
Again,
we
it's one of
go.
those games I think I could like it, but I don't have anything that makes
Year
me
one is
excited
really
to
gonna
like
have a lot
jump
of
into
great
that
gameplay
world.
content,
Not like an Avatar
all
or The Last
focused on
Airbender
creating
game where
a
I'd be fucking
fun
in from the
arcade
hop.
FPS experience. And we are
but yeah.
committed to staying true to our community and to strive to make X-Defiant the best place to compete and have fun.
This isn't that game that
Now, it's been quite the
Nub was
journey
telling
to
me
get
about,
to this
right?
point. So thank you
Well,
again
Destructible
to all of
Environments,
the
let's
players
go
that
finale, so
supported
I don't think it's
X-Defiant so far. And for everyone who hasn't yet had the
Look
chance.
into the original Avatar
we
game.
hope
I
to
did.
see you in
I did.
days.
I knew it did something like that, which is why I think I'd like that better than just the one-sided, person banging sticks together is solely good, and the guy who has plenty of technological advancement that can lessen suffering is evil. I'm not sure about this one, man. Some people were popping off. I would have much rather had Phoenix Rising merge with Prince of Persia than this. But I could just be not liking side scrolls, which is probably the truth. I like the art style, man. I love shell-shaded stuff. Like, it's beautiful. It's weird that they're not, like, there's no hint of a dagger. I imagine this is the trailer where we find the dagger in this cave. Also, this is not indicative of the gameplay. Music is fire. Yeah, I also don't agree with humans being the only, like, what do you call it, destructive species. I think like a ton of animals are destructive. If it's all survival. You know what I mean? Very rarely does an animal say, you know what? No. Because it's against this perceived idea of nature. It's like, no! Animals will rip each other apart. And you see chimps, they do exactly that. Not even rip each other apart, but like fuck up their environment. Like kill things to extinction. Like it's not just humans. It's a weird thing that people keep saying that humans are this destructive species. We can be. We're clever enough to make it bad. Make it really bad. But animals are just as shit. With a few exceptions.
Hi everyone. It's so exciting to be with you today.
The finals? Okay, that's what it's called.
About 30 years ago, in 1989, I discovered a great action-adventure game. Both challenging my skills
putting hip-hop in a medieval
respecting
game.
my cleverness. It was Prince of Persia. I am Muniradi, game director of Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown.
I mean, this is the best looking Prince of Persia game that we've seen in the last couple of years.
Has come to open a new chapter and to journey in legendary Persia, in an era where the laws of mortals were ruled by the laws of gods. You are Sargon, a fearless sword prodigy, the youngest member of a squad of 7 elite warriors, the Immortals. One night, Prince Hassan, sole heir to the throne, is abducted and taken to a hostile and cursed land, Mount Kaf. You and your brothers in arms are sent on a rescue mission to save Prince Hassan. However, this assignment will cast you straight into the lion's den. And it is here that you, Sargon, and the whole kingdom must prepare to face the
Sure, Nog,
greatest
but I would say if
threat
other
of your
animals
lives.
had the same
This is your
access,
story.
opposable
In Mount
thumbs,
Kaf,
brain,
your destiny
slight
awaits.
capacity, like a slight bump, I think every animal would convert to the same destructive nature that a human possibility could have. Possibly
When
could have.
entering Mount Kaf, your mission
It's hard
is
to be
clear.
like, well,
Find Prince Hassan
nature is so
and
good
bring
when
him back
nature,
to
as soon as
Seven.
it starts to get smart enough to evolve, it's just as fucked as everything else.
However, Mount Kaf becomes a prison full of hostile inhabitants.
like I remember when I heard all these people talk about like how pure animals are, and I'm like, dude, an animal will rip you to shreds, like easily.
What is this sorcery?
Even non-hungry animals like deer will still destroy the shit out of you. The world is cruel usually at a base. That's the baseline.
This is a semi-open world that delivers new secrets as you find
weird semi-open world, but still side scroll. I guess I find
but to reach new areas, you have to master your skills and your sense of timing.
The movement looks great.
During this epic journey, you won't be the only one trapped in Mount Calf.
Goddess and blacksmith.
Oh shit! Okay, so we're. Man, Ubisoft loves just saying like, fuck it, let's do even more fantasy. Let's do like gods. And like, but Prince of Persia was like really grounded, and that's kind of what made it nice. Now I got gods and giant tigers and shit. I guess it makes sense in the setting, but the gameplay loop. Damn.
He's a swordman like no other.
I'm a hater. I'm sorry. I gotta stop.
He is a fierce warrior, known for being elusive, ruthless, and extremely skillful on the battlefield.
Iconic, and now the
Fueled by
Ubisoft
anger,
originals
he constantly puts his life on the line to perform the devastating attacks.
But original. Did then ever have the Sands of Time? No.
Time powers are back. But this time,
what the hell was that?
Not only in your hands. To face such a challenge,
you took the dagger away? Was the dagger there? I wasn't looking.
Defy gravity.
Because if they don't have the freaking dagger, dude, I'm gonna lose my mind.
By combining all these skills together, you can express your creativity.
Destroy the entire world, not just their habit. I know, but my whole point is if animals had the same capabilities as humans, guarantee they fuck shit up. Hundo P. Wolves in an area will eat everything to extinction and just annihilate shit. So yeah, but again, I still think that human beings are flawed, etc. I just, to me, the whole idea that like we're somehow the outlier. It's like, nah, I think it's just the process of having access and etc. But humans also have the ability to care, like whereas a wolf, there's not a lot of evidence for them, like, maybe not a wolf, but there's not a lot of evidence for a lot of animals being like, I'm going to starve to death because I feel a certain way. I feel so much love or connection with this thing, I'm going to starve to death. Most humans don't do that either, but still.
Who composed the in-game music you are just listening to. And of course, my fantastic team at Ubisoft Montpellier.
It's cool they took this game back to its really younger. I'm not exactly hyped. I feel like I'd rather have like an Assassin's Creed Ubisoft or Assassin's Creed Prince of Persia. But
thank you.
It's cool this game exists for people who want it. I'm not interested with the confirmation. Nog says, okay, Prince of Persia is now on my list to get. Really? Okay, yeah, this might just be a game that I'm just not connected with at all. So yeah. Captain Laserhawk. Tactical, baby. Tactical.
Hi. My name is Adi Shankar. I'm a TV and movie producer. You may know me from the Castlevania animated series on Netflix.
Oh, shit. Okay. Huge.
Or one of my fan fiction shorts on YouTube. Huh. 7 years ago, I got a call from Ubisoft offering me the opportunity to adapt one of their very, very, very serious franchises into an anime.
Okay, anime?
But instead, I came back to them with a crazy concept inspired by the mood of Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. Yeah. This concept used Ubisoft's vast library of characters and remixed them into one delirious anime series that would become this love letter to the 90s. Or at least how I remember the 90s. And to my absolute surprise, Ubisoft said no.
Wow.
Just kidding. They said yes. That's why I'm up here. Come on. This is the story of how the first anime series by Ubisoft was born. Captain Laserhawk, a Blood Dragon remix. This show is many things. It's violent.
Okay.
It's a dystopian fiction in the spirit of the works of Aldous Huxley. It's a spoof. It's a satire. It's dark comedy.
If it's anything like
It's a
God
love
Slap,
story.
ooh, I
And
want
as
a
a
series of
descendant
that.
of
But
Indian mystics, yeah, I can tell you it's the most philosophically conscious show you've watched in a long time.
okay.
The series was picked up by Netflix. It was animated by the renegade genius pirates at Bobby Pill's studio. And today, I'm very happy to announce that barring an apocalypse, which may happen, it will be released worldwide later this year.
Oh, okay. Was it later today? Or? I'm curious if they can sell this without it being kind of like, ooh, you know, like humor and the Blood Dragon
And that's
humor
not all.
was kind of that.
I'm even more excited
but-
to share with you an action-packed, Easter egg-filled teaser trailer right now.
Okay, it paused a lot, but it seems great. But I'm wondering if they're able to sell this.
Be entertained? Don't change the channel.
The Ubisoft Universe anime. Dude, it has a God Slap vibe big time. If you guys haven't seen Critical's like comic book series called God Slap, he has animated videos and it's just mental as hell. It doesn't make a lick of sense, but you'd watch a whole series of it.
Join the revolution.
Here we have a toad assassin.
Let's do this.
Haven't seen any of the violence yet, but it looks neat. Actually, I'm interested in that. It doesn't look bad. I wonder if it will make a splash when it comes out, actually. That was cool. I'm actually not upset with that. Anime series would be cool, at least. Blood Dragon 2, yeah. I'm not sure I love the crossover crazy, but I guess. Yeah, it's just hard to tell a story there if you don't really connect with any of the characters. Maybe. I mean, Castlevania was great, so. Oh, Division 3? Doesn't look like we got new mechanics. Maybe just DLC? Maybe Division is going mobile. Kill me. Kill me now, please. Stop, make it end. I dig it. Yeah. DeadSec. Yeah, DeadSec and Watch Dogs I would take too, especially if they had an art style like Spider-Verse, dude. Or even the art style like Prince of Persia, that kind of comic book cel-shaded stuff. Love it. Maybe this is Division 4. That's a new looking enemy, I think, and a different looking riot shield. Oh! Are we cybered? Are we augmented? This is an extraction game mode. I think this is a mobile game. No! Stop! Please. I mean, maybe. Maybe people would be in. Actually, I don't know. The right looks the same, actually. I thought it was different. That one looks different. You buy new skins for your shield? Tom Clancy, The Division. That's probably great. Phones are getting stronger. Oh, that FPS. Oh, come on. Not even in the showcase can man maintain like 10. Why, God? Oof. Coming out fall. I don't know, dude. Sure. Sure. I'm sure this is exciting. I'm a hater ass bitch. I apologize. This isn't. This also isn't an in-game engine to.
Hey everyone, it's an honor for us to be here with you today. We're home free, and this is our song "Skull and Bones."
I'm sure this is gonna be great, but nothing I love more than in the middle of a game conference, non-gaming things happen, like a TV show or a sponsor for Coke or something happens. I take it back. I take everything I say back. The game that will never come out ever, Skull and Bones. Sorry, Tony. Why don't they just make a whole ass pirate game? Yeah, I mean,
From outcast a kingpin was born upon the sea. There was meant to walk the land, a pirate's life for me. Alas,
He
you
does a lot of
line
she
up
shanty.
the sails
She
and
shanty.
speak to mutiny. Find yourself a wanton quarter bottom of the sea. Along the shores of St. Anne to the eastern shores. I'll take my chances on the wind to loot and plunder scores. A flag, it stands for us alone and no one else around.
Ubisoft has evolved into auto cannibalism to auto. I mean, I don't know what that is, but damn, man, I don't know. Again, I would be excited for this game if it wasn't just strict to its naval combat. If it was naval combat and like the ability to like have a pirate experience, it doesn't always feel like cheated. And one of the reasons why Black Flag worked so well is because it was an actual pirate game. It wasn't just like a called-in, super limited, something you buy on Steam for $1 kind of vibe. And even
pirate's life for me, I found.
what do you call it? I was gonna say, even Black Flag didn't really do all that you could do when it comes to like grabbing ships, riding them to a port, and selling it for a ton of money. You know, making your ship bigger and bigger and bigger, like Starfield kind of does, where like you can take money from the world and invest it back into the game. There's still potential there for them to develop that. But this, I think, is going to be a niche-ass game. But maybe it's like Rocket League and it just explodes and everyone's like, okay. I mean, like, yeah, it looks cool, but damn, you can play the hell out of it. I will download this song on my phone. Listen to it. We're working out and you're like, yes! Pirate things. Let's not focus on the actual nature of pirates, but anyways. This is a pirate game. Isn't this Skull and Bones? Yeah, but it's not a pirate game where you can like go on foot, go dig up treasure out on an island, you know, go fight a bunch of other pirates. I don't think there's any like actual character controlled gameplay, like you being able to pick up an AI and like go into an enemy's boat, like stab all of them or do something crazy. For Honor, man, it's still so unique. I'm surprised no other company has tried to take that idea and just make it an equivalent, you know? Even if it's a fantasy setting or if it's in a sci-fi setting. I don't think a sci-fi setting would work, but I think a fantasy setting might. Give me that VR game you promised, Ubisoft. You sons of bitches. Okay. I like the music choices. Very head boppy. This thing flopped. This the weird like skater thing. I remember seeing that and I was like, why I haven't seen it at all afterwards. But Red says, yeah, Skull and Bones will certainly flop hard. Yeah, well, I think they kind of know that. So I think they're kind of trying to save that game's flop for like investor at a time when they can basically have it flop in a year that doesn't look bad to their investors, I think. Guys, remember the crew? God, I remember my friend was super excited about this game and I'm like, what is going on? What is happening? Also, aren't we supposed to be getting another Skate? We had an announcement about that for a long time ago. We haven't heard anything about it for a while. Skate. A game that one man brought back from extinction. What is this? Okay, great. What's this? Oh, that you can control a captain, like walk around? Oh shit, okay. Yeah, it's primarily naval combat. Yeah. don't mind if it's primarily that, but if it also has access to all the other things you want to do as a pirate, you know, like RPG stuff, like invest in certain skills, become strong in something, like guns or swordplay or control of your crew members. So if you always walk around with a crew, like there's things you can do that could be fun in that, I think, that Ubisoft hasn't like yet tapped into. So the idea that they're only doing naval combat to me is rough. But I hate the idea that this is going to come out, that Skull and Bones game is going to come out, and then people are going to be like, see, pirate games don't work. And it's like, you son of a bitch. It could work. The collab with Brawlhalla that has always been... Yeah. Brawlhalla seems like a fantastic game. I've heard nothing but good things, too, about that. I also might just be around positive people. I've been saying that a lot these whole showcases, but it's true. Plus, I might need to check out Raiders Republic. Okay. Only Rayman finally coming in the game. Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Well, that's Mario Rabbids, man. That was one of those things that, like, again, the first one sold like ungodly well. Like Ubisoft, I think, blew their expectations, and then they made another one and it just bombed. So yeah, I don't know what to do with that, but yeah. Oh, this is the crew. Not actual gameplay footage, boys. Do not be fooled. Why even show it then? We already know what the crew looks like. You know what I mean? It's not like we're curious or confused about what the crew could look like. Raid says, Skate 4 is going to be a free-to-play with microtransactions. I'll pass. Oh, it's a new crew game. Oh, shit, sorry. It's a new crew game.
5 years ago, the Crew 2 took off. Now, each month, millions of thrill seekers, just like you,
a skateboard update.
are enjoying, playing, eager to see what's next. I am Stéphane Bellet, creative director of the Crew. Oh, thanks. Hey. Today, at last, it is my pleasure to introduce the future of the Crew, Motorfest, our own new take on the action-driving genre, a celebration for car lovers to share and experience car culture fantasy on the beautiful island of Oahu in Hawaii. No matter how you enjoy cars
y'all in driving games?
On your own or with your crew. Motorfest has something for everyone. Motorfest, your portal to a medley of high-octane experiences. You choose how you like to have fun with your cars.
There's nothing better than a humble Frenchman.
Are all
okay.
About. Playlists are truly at the heart of Motorfest. Want to immerse yourself in the most exciting worlds of car culture? Yeah. Dive into the legacy of the world's most influential automakers.
Dude, fucking racing games always look so fucking beautiful. Like, this is before I started getting lighting and shell shading and stuff like that. Or all these weird, like,
light up the night street racing scene.
Damn.
Japanese style.
Damn. I like driving, Sam. How do you do?
Unleash the cutting-edge power of electric supercars. And this is
because
just
with all due respect, it's hard to understand. I don't have any
ever,
accent. I think it's hard to understand somebody. I don't know why. I feel like I'm like, you can.
Our festival has landed
I know what they said.
in one
really?
of the most
I don't know what it is. I'm fucking dyslexic
places on Earth.
When I see words, but when I hear them, it's different.
Let's find out why Oahu is the perfect playground for driving fun.
For driving fun.
Race through the city street of Honolulu.
Video game, says Beastie.
Powered up.
Oh, they really saved all the good images.
Covered slopes.
Why is the FPS all slow?
Adventure deep into lush rainforests. Or cruise the dunes at sunset with your
Really
friends.
good. Man, lighting in any scene is gonna look great.
Opportunities for fun
People
and
were saying this about
challenges
Starfield. Was what does it look like without the
A
lighting,
unique
like without the
playground like
sunsets?
this goes for a profusion of vehicles. Choose and customize your ride with one of the most diverse
I mean,
lineups
you're Canadian. You
ever.
likely have more experience. Yeah,
From
well, we have more
past,
experiences. Yeah, you're probably right.
present,
Yeah, Irish, the
and
holy god,
future.
But yeah.
Recognize the latest from Lamborghini? I think so, yeah, I know. You are as thrilled as I am to get behind the wheel of this beauty.
Well, actually, I don't think I've known too many people who've spoken French
some
with
of you
accents
have
my whole
spent
life.
a lot
Weirdly
of
enough.
energy
I live in
building
Alberta,
the
not
perfect
Quebec.
vehicle
Quebec is the
collection
capital of
in the
French
Q2.
people in Canada.
In a few weeks,
Alberta is more
you
like
will
the
be able to import
melting pot
your
of every
vehicle
other person,
collection
of every
into
other kind of
the
person.
Crew Motorfest for free.
Sweet, free
Thanks.
stuff. Need for Speed Underground
So
2,
stay tuned
Most
for
Wanted,
more news about the
Linkin Park,
collection
Burnout,
imports
Fuel.
and our
Are all great
complete
games? Okay.
festival program
Yeah, there's
later
there's
this month
definitely good ones.
during our summer
That stunt one I
showcase.
thought was cool. I've never seen this crazy
Since
stunt
the
one back in the
beginning
day,
of
which
the
looked awesome.
year, thousands of players have tested the game and given us priceless feedback through the Insider program. Join the party, register now for a close beta, and share with the world your experience in July.
Guy not good about emotional
From the
expression.
entire team at Ubisoft Ivory Tower, mahalo, thank you. Welcome to Motorfest.
Sweet.
Enjoy the ride.
A lot of people loved the crew, so the fact you guys get more cars, more different environments, looks prettier now. Sweet. Fantastic. It's also cool to see, like, I think it's just because games like this make shit tons of money because they just partner with like Audi and all these like expensive companies, Ferrari, just to kind of, they pay them to have their game in their thing to increase the variety or whatever in the game, so they fund a part of it. So I think it's just an easy buy, you know, or an easy like validation to make. Yeah. Some games receive lighting updates and it looks significantly better. Yeah, but I feel like this like everything like Starfield and all these other games, I feel like it looks even better now. Like I feel like it looked good beforehand. Now it's like they've, even after like, it's like the next stage of ray tracing that people have learned how to do. But it says, actually, the Most Wanted was good too because it felt like Burnout Paradise to me on this Citron game. Okay. Crew 1 and 2 were great. Okay, perfect, fantastic. There was a 2? I thought it was only 1, but okay. In-engine 4K footage. Okay, so maybe just like, that's a good way to put it actually. It's like, well, this is possible. Kind of. Closer than just not. Like, not real footage, well. Gold Edition and the Unlimited Edition. Get early access with Ubisoft Plus. Fucking stop. I hate that so much. Not only do you have to pay a $90 for a video game, but more. Here we go! Gah! Assassin's Creed VR game. Don't be shit. Don't be shit. At least be blatant sorcery level good. Ooh. Pre-rendered, animated only, non-actual gameplay. Well, great. Well, this game's been in development forever, dude. You don't actually have gameplay? It is also hard to do. Okay. Oh, so just gonna be like a series of like going back. I don't know if I love that. I want like a whole story with a new assassin, not just like a bunch of like greatest hits. Well, you had me at a set. You had me at an Ezio. Yeah. I wonder how it's gonna play, dude. I think I know why they didn't actually show the gameplay, because it'd be so hard to convey. And imagine no one's gonna jump like that. It's gonna be jump, jump, jump until you get comfortable. I don't really feel satisfied by that, but it's cool. I guess it's like it's Assassin's Creed Greatest Hits. And yeah. Available on MetaQuest. Is it on other things, or is it only on Quest? Because stop.
Hi everyone. I hope you enjoyed that first look at this exciting new way to play Assassin's Creed. Coming to MetaQuest this holiday, Assassin's Creed Nexus will push the boundaries of VR and let you become the assassin.
I hope
you
so.
will feel what it means to parkour, fight, and be stealthy in new memories from 3 legendary assassins, Ezio, Cassandra, and Connor. I cannot wait to see our players feel the thrill of virtual reality in the Assassin's Creed universe. But there is more. Nexus is not the only game that will offer new ways to play Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed Codename Jade is our first open-world RPG game on mobile. It will take you to ancient China in a time of intrigue and conspiracy. In this brand new adventure, you'll experience the iconic Assassin's Creed gameplay for free, anywhere, anytime.
It could be cool, especially if they have a
to announce
PC
that you can register
version.
now for the upcoming beta. Here's a glimpse of what you can expect.
It's just like, tune in to like the Ubisoft showcase for the VR Assassin's Creed game, and they're like, so that was 15 seconds. Here's our mobile game. I'm like,
Legacy.
Damn you.
It's honoring those that came before
If it's like
us,
Genshin and you can play it on PC,
learning
it's
from
pretty
their
cool.
triumphs and mistakes. To
Ezio, Connor,
illuminate
Cassandra,
and hold their
first,
stories to
content-
light
content.
for all
It'll
to
probably
see.
be available through Ubisoft.
That inheritance of knowledge helps to guide and shape our future. Now it's your turn to build on those foundations and rise to even greater heights.
So is this like the mobile game's
Step out of the
Chinese
shadows and into a vast
lore
world
setting
to make your own legacy.
Yeah, I think so. And then there's the Assassin's Creed game is coming. It's more Japanese, I think. Yeah. I guess it makes sense. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. If this is a China setting, they're trying to like the Chinese market is such a big market for mobile games, so it makes sense. Yeah. Despite Ubisoft returning to Steam, it seems new games are still Ubisoft Store and EGS timed exclusive. Guerrilla Tactics against Road Coats? Okay.
We've all
Red
been
Coats, I
waiting
mean.
for this moment. Assassin's Creed
Why
Mirage
Connor
is a
and not
very
Edward?
special
Yeah.
game. Designed as an homage to the first titles of the series.
I think
that
because
many
Edward didn't
of
have any
us
special
fell in love
Assassin's
with.
Creed abilities, which I think is what
Coming
the
October
gameplay thing is
12th,
trying to do.
Assassin's Creed Mirage takes the franchise back to its roots. Sarah,
At least not like
our
Connor
narrative
Ezio.
director for the game, will come on stage to tell you more
Cassandra.
about Basim and his journey. But before that, let's watch our story trailer.
All right, Mirage, baby. Give me it. Don't make it grounded, please. Ooh. The coat looks a little weird.
What are you doing?
Don't think.
That lady's voice is the most unique thing I've ever heard ever. 50,000 cigarettes kind of thing. Dead. Dead immediately. Not as dead as you would be by jumping that distance from a hay bale, but still.
Fulath, tell Basim the story of the feather.
Our tradition of the feather comes from Egypt. The feathers of the heron were dipped in the blood of the targets. The feathers forge our paths, remind us of who we are, who we can be.
The Order has held dominion over men and their empires for centuries. Strike quickly and end this.
Swallow your questions, serve without complaint. Who is she to tell you when to strike?
Everything you do serves the hidden ones. That is a strange kind of freedom.
You are not the first to walk the shadows broken. pour your pain into the Brotherhood.
We are messengers of justice, and not the final judges.
I so appreciate how Ezio like retconned the fucking slicing off your finger. 'Cause it's just like the most obvious thing. The organization of people who are silent killers have a distinguishable named feature that signals that they are in fact a part of that organization. It looked neat. I just knowing the context that this knowing the context of this game is not a full-priced Assassin's Creed game. I'm kind of trying to look at it in that way. Oh, the first bench there. Didn't really see any of the classic Assassin's Creed like Death from Above, like in gameplay. Hopefully we see a gameplay trailer or showcase.
What does it mean to be free? What must be sacrificed in the quest for freedom and justice the hidden ones fiercely pursue? How can you find your path and fulfill your destiny when you don't know who you really are? As he grows from street thief to master assassin, Basim thinks he has found a sense of purpose as a hidden one, working in the dark to serve the light. But his nightmarish visions keep haunting him, leading to more questions with no answer. In Baghdad, seeking the truth comes with a price. The capital of the Abbasid Empire, one of the richest, most diverse, and most advanced cities in the world, is at a turning point of its history. Unrest is growing, seeding a revolution against corruption and arbitrary justice, an uprising that will turn the tides of history and change the lives of everyone. Childhood friends, fellow hidden ones, as well as newly formed allies and enemies will shape Basim's adventure. But his horrific visions are the face of a struggle that he can only handle alone. There is a lot to look forward to in Assassin's Creed Mirage, and the best way to make you understand our unique back-to-the-roots experience is to show you the game. In the following gameplay walkthrough, we meet Basim right after the assassination of his first main target, as he reports back to Roshan in Harbiya's assassin bureau. Enjoy.
I'm only sad that they shifted away from Basim's blue accent just to recapture nostalgia. We know he would still has the blue. Okay. All right, give me the gameplay. Let me see. I'll know. I'll know when they nailed the feel. Okay.
There you are.
That's cool. A lot of environmental things.
Time to vanish.
The movement doesn't look quite the same as the old Assassin's Creed. It still looks like it's running on the old Valhalla engine. The movement doesn't quite look as slow, but also grounded, I guess.
Getting away.
Well, the camera doesn't change always when you do that. It's kind of annoying. I do like the dense cities. That's awesome. Assassin's Creed seems to have like, left that a lot of that stuff behind, because that was the best part of it. A little dagger on her hip.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
I like their outfits.
I am glad you're safe.
Alhamdulillah. A first of many achievements to come, Basim.
We should only hope. There's still much work to do.
Oh, that's what she looks like. Okay.
While our focus was on Al Ghul,
hair looks good.
Fulav quietly scouted the city for where we could erect more bureaus.
I have found dwellings in 3 districts that are most unassuming. Abid and Rebecca have arrived from Alamut and set off to Al Abyssiya and Karkh. I will make my way to Sharqiya shortly.
And I will join Rebecca in Karkh, where corruption is as common as the arid air. See Abu Ja'far about some things he's been working on.
Seem much slower
then
than the
come
original
find
Mark
us.
IV. Yeah, but I feel like Ezio's and even Revelations or even Black Flag. There's like this weird
I may have something
groundedness
that
where it
is
almost
of
looks like he's
interest
kind
to
of floating, like you're in air for too long. I guess that's why I could put it. Like you're like in the previous games you seemed heavy, so when you jumped, you landed on a thing quickly. You know, and I noticed in the previous games, you almost seem like you're lighter, like you're stabilized in air for longer. It feels like, which creates this kind of floaty feeling. Okay, so we got the missions. We have 4 we can pick from. We get some various resources, some silver. I don't know what we can do with that, but neat. I want to see what like the combat looks like, because we know there's assassinations, but Ezio could also like take down armies. It would just it was all about countering. Show me that, please. That's far. I don't hate it. It's good.
This is the place. What do you see, Enkidu? Let us reconsider the approach.
That's neat. I don't like how the camera is so pulled back. Okay, that's also something that's really indicative of the newer games. I like that when we're closer. Maybe just an FOV change though.
Act as usual.
That guard who likes
That's cool.
said she and Ali's
That's real
followers
cool.
are trying to overthrow the prince. What madness! They will surely
I
fail.
like the health bars on top of Enemy's head. Like in the previous game, it was just like a little tiny red line. Now it's like a whole last thing. Bombs. Can't read it all, but neat. Oh, my ass. I was about to say, are you just gonna walk around him? Like, homeboy, you just fucking got knocked unconscious. I was like, what the fuck? He's gonna wake up and see that body start screaming. What the heck? That was the stupidest play. I love that shit in video games though, especially like quiet assassin's games where like you knock someone out and your friend wakes them up and then they just go back to normal. You wouldn't be like, dude, you literally just smashed your face into the concrete. What happened? Very assassiny. That's good too though. That looked pretty clean too. I know that's also a thing from AC. So far it just looks like the same thing as Odyssey and whatnot, but just rescaling the damage just so you can knock people fast. I do want to see that counter
The sky
gameplay
is
though.
safe, my friend. Survey the area, Enkidu. There is my target.
Usually you can control the FOV. I just find it's a weird look in these previous games. Like I don't know, I find it's weird that it's still pulled back.
You learn your play.
Okay, can mark targets. What the heck? Okay.
What I wish to
I don't
know.
hate it. I'm also kind of like.
No need die this day.
I like how the other games address that, where you could like just call in an assassin, and then he would just teleport somewhere in the map, and then it'd kill that person. What is that? Mine? Death from above, and that guy's gonna come and die with mine. Flop. Thinking some. Oh my god, the man just died. Parry it. Yes! Is it the same as parry though? I hope so. Why is our weapon glowing?
Come on.
Yes, I was parrying. I'm not sure if it's a traditional parry where you could like parry someone, point a gun at someone else, shoot him, parry this person, stab him in the neck with your hidden blade, parry another shot. Remember them like what is it called? One of the Assassin's Creed games where you can like parry 6 things at once. You can like parry someone, shoot them with your gauntlet. Ooh! Teleport assassin. Yeah, I don't know if they're just like, you're fast, or if it's like, no, you have some sort of, I don't know, ancient technology. I don't know. He is apparently Loki or some shit. Sorry for the spoiler, but we're going to play Valhalla at this point. If they haven't already. But yeah. And he's not, I'm not sure if that's 100% correct. I've only heard I didn't finish Valhalla. Anyway, probably some sort of buff after his parents. Oh yeah, I see. I really think they do that though. I love the parry setting of Assassin's Creed, especially how they made it interesting later on. Sweet. I think that's probably it.
Hello everyone.
Sweet man.
So first, I want to start by
Guillermo.
saying thank you to all gamers all around the world. It's thanks to you that we are here today. You are at the heart of everything we do. And to all Ubisoft teams
looks pretty solid. Yeah, I'll play it.
Around the world as well, I would like to say a big thank you.
Official execute mode.
Your talent and passion are at the foundation of this fantastic lineup. So I hope you are all excited to explore the amazing playgrounds you have seen today. At Ubisoft, we are creators of worlds.
I think he just looks like a very sweet man, even though I know his actions probably aren't the greatest, but yeah.
To create original stories in beloved universes.
The most unthreatening person I could ever think of.
Now, I am very happy to welcome Julian from Ubisoft Massive to give you a first look at Star Wars Outlook and gameplay. So, thank you.
Always punch through. Always just punch through. I always say, okay, Star Wars Outlook. This is what we seen teased at the showcase yesterday, which is going to be a female protagonist, I believe. Yeah, what do you call it? It's
Calm down. Do you want to see gameplay or not? All right.
Fuck you.
Let's get over the speech and let's get to the gameplay. Star Wars Outlaws takes place in a time of great civil unrest across the galaxy. For some,
he's the real world adoring.
This is a time of turmoil. For Outlaws, this is a time of opportunity.
I say Outlook? I mean Star Wars Outlaw, sorry.
As a cunning thief, Kay Vess and her companion Nyx fight for survival every single day, relying on their skills and resourcefulness to get by. As they struggle to make ends meet, Kay and Nyx dream of the day that they will finally be free. But while seeking this freedom, Kay unexpectedly becomes one of the galaxy's most wanted.
Already sounds better than Jedi.
So to free herself
Last Jedi, whatever it's called.
from the bounty that follows her, Kay will need to pull off one of the greatest heists the Outer Rim has ever seen. As they navigate the underworld, caught between criminal syndicates and vicious, ruthless
Oh no, he said
villains,
Outlook, guys.
Kay and Nyx
Good.
will manage their reputation by taking on risky contracts and navigating complex relationships. All
The
whilst
Force is
avoiding
female.
oppressive imperial rule. Kay and Nyx's journey will take them across the galaxy through stunning, varied open-world locations and the wilds of space. One of these locations is Tashara, a moon that features windswept savanna and amberine canyons. Carved into Tashara's striking landscape, the city of Miragana serves as a central hive of scum and villainy.
Oh, he's his fam. I didn't know that. Right. I
Kay
heard
and
some bad
Nyx
stuff, but
will
yeah,
encounter
I just think it's
several
funny.
criminal syndicates that learn that everything is measured in the value of influence, reputation, or cold, hard credits. This presents an abundance of opportunities and dangers for a young, ambitious scoundrel like Kay. On behalf of Massive in Sweden,
She's like a female Luke
along
Skywalker
with
vibe.
Ubisoft ANSI Barcelona, Bucharest, Chengdu, Milan, Montpellier, Paris, Shanghai, Toronto, and our amazing team at Lucasfilm Games. It's our privilege to present to you this first ever look at Star Wars
I want to see what it
Outlaws
is.
gameplay.
Can you like, are you a bounty hunter? Can you like, what does he mean by the credits thing, stealing stuff? Like, what is the loop, the gameplay loop? What are you gonna be able to do and why are you doing it?
If you're willing to take the risk, the galaxy is full of opportunity. Thank you.
There's rumors that Disney might sell Star Wars to George Lucas. That'd be nice. But also, yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice. Mostly so they have to have the money to make good another business deal they otherwise can't afford. Okay. In progress, is not representative of the final build or final quality. Okay. Cute. Also kind of terrifying. With so many teeth.
Good boy.
Stripped for parts by tomorrow.
On it.
I don't know why the realistic
Nix.
faces always
Let's
throw
go
me
get
off a
paid.
little bit.
That worked.
Break your whole hand on some man's face.
He's the boss because he knows how to handle the Empire.
We cannot trust
Is it
those
a stealth?
officers.
Or you're a
They take our
restricted
credits
area,
now.
leave the area, so I
Let's
guess this is a
stop them
mission.
from stabbing us in the back.
Is it a linear story or is this like semi-open
Nix.
world? You can tell your guy to go attack or to risk his life for you
Hit
and
that button.
distract him. That's cool. You finally get a pet that you can actually use instead of just be kind of there. That's dope.
Nice one.
Oh, some Uncharted vibe. Okay.
Hang on tight, little buddy.
You're getting a Uncharted story-driven reverse. The guy. The Han. There we go. It's called Uncanny Valley. Yeah, I guess. To me, like, it's not the face. It's the lack of emotion in the face.
I was just leaving.
It's like for more than 2 seconds, it just feels a little off.
Okay, we'll figure this out.
And then you see a game like a Starfield, which has like some structure in the faces, like they move.
Shield.
And that to me makes it feel less bad. So definitely not like a Jedi Fallen Survivor, whatever it's called, the one with the food. Although you can drop enemies.
Hey, Nix. Catch.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, with any weapon? Blaster.
This is getting bad.
You only have one weapon? So why don't you just lighten them up? Pick up your
Let's
weapon.
try this out.
Ooh. This looks fun. I don't know if I'm over the moon excited yet. Do you have speeder bike things? But I'll be honest, I'm also a person that I'm kind of fatigued at Star Wars
I
at this
think that
point a
went
little
pretty
bit.
well, right?
I have high expectations for Mandalorian. So I haven't watched that yet, but I think I like that.
These guys don't quit.
There are speeder bikes. Sorry, it took me a while to process that.
Hang on.
Mandalorian started good, and there was a part of Solo I like. Yes, Solo. I heard people say some people liked it, other people hated it. Polarizing. That's cool. I'm definitely getting Uncharted like set piece vibe, not like an open world Star Wars game, which I think we actually kind of want.
And
That'd be cool to have.
I got the package. Where are you?
Waiting for you and Jonta's Hope. Were you seen?
I said I got it. What else matters?
Should I assume we won't be working for the Pikes anytime soon?
Well, they'll probably forgive me.
Comforting.
It looks off. don't know.
There's Jonta's Hope.
Flying
We
around.
made it, Nix.
It's not in-game footage or whatever it's called, but yeah. They got this kind of like jaggedness, but I think it's just because this is like newish game. But I don't think you should show your game until it's almost finished. Maybe that's unlucky. Anything to do with the Millennium Falcon was fun? Yeah. But this doesn't look bad. No, it doesn't look bad. It just looks. There's moments where I feel like it looks like it needs more time in the oven.
Hey, Andy.
Also, I don't know what
You're
it
late,
is.
Kay. Doc is waiting.
What? Are you worried?
No.
Okay.
No, but you Troy.
What?
Droid looks
Be
rad.
careful. Donka's a broker, not a friend. She can't be trusted.
Who can out here? See you back at the ship.
Dude, if it was an open world RPG and you could like become a robot specialist and like make that thing a god, that'd be rad. Or even just become a gun expert, swapping between different types of guns. Maybe like a melee thing, but not
Round
a
two,
Jedi.
and I still like my odds.
Look at them.
Kay Vess. Back already. I told you she's fresh, but she's
Thick
good.
ass neck.
Who's this?
Just a friend. Join us.
That has got Imperial, my guy. What?
Job was more complicated than you said, Dunka.
Imperial written all over it, man.
You lived. Hey, these aren't toys. They're investments.
Wait. We haven't met. Don't really know many of you.
Stealing illegal contraband, running with syndicates. I could say you're a threat to the Empire. But I won't have to, if you're smart.
Fuck this bitch. Do not bribe.
Thanks, but I'm smart enough to get myself out of trouble.
You pay the tax just like everyone else.
Whoa, kid, let's just relax.
You won't make it off to Shara alive.
Shoot her. Put her bolt through her head.
Maybe.
Why do you leave them alive? What in the fuck? You're just gonna get screwed twice. You have an enemy left in the world, and stupid. And you're still gonna get wrecked.
Move to apprehend.
Burn this whole city to the ground. Okay.
You would it?
Could be.
I told you not to trust her.
Not the first time we've outrun the Empire.
Female smuggler, at least, which I mean, SWTOR exists. Yeah, but SWTOR is also one of the most notoriously loved Star Wars games ever. Make more of that! What the fuck is going on with you?
Yeah, no kidding.
Hate money. Hate money. I don't mind the choice, though. That was cool that you could, like, say, excuse me, bitch. Nah. Get killed. Or not, you could kill, but you could just say, like, no, you're being mean to me. I'll take whatever consequence come of this. Even if I have to load a checkpoint for 60 years. Oh. It was neat. I think it needs a lot more polish, but I think she's fine. She didn't seem like overly, sometimes they make them like hyper, like aggressive, and it just comes across as being a douche or rude, but she didn't seem that way. We have like a robot friend.
Nothing on the sensors yet.
There's a lot of gameplay.
Anybody on the sensors now?
TIE fighters on us.
Got one.
Okay.
I feel inclined to remind you that we should shake the Empire quickly.
Thanks, I'm working on it.
I find it just baffling that we just left that girl who
Andy,
just wrecked us alive. So we functionally got nothing besides like the moral choice of being able to be like, fuck you, you're not manipulating me. It's still being published by EA, but there's probably being being
We made it.
dropped by BioWare and picked up by Broadsword, which includes the original SWATR devs against their fund. Oh, I didn't know that. Huh. Interesting. That's actually exciting. Oh, that happens. Well, shit. This looks better than Star. Fuck, I disagree. Right, I was about to say the opposite actually, but I was trying not to be mean. I was about to say after seeing Starfield, this seems way less good.
So, where do we go next?
Anywhere we want.
Especially with Starfield, you can control like the energy in your ship, and you can also zoom in and hit like specific spots. You also can have multiple coming at you. Maybe there's not emptiness in space, but there was moments in Starfield where I think you're pretty stacked up on shit. But this is cool. Showing some of the places. Yeah. It must be a narrative game then, yeah? I think it's just Uncharted. It's just like female Luke Skywalker with like an Uncharted type of setting. I think. That's beautiful. Very beautiful. Man. Star Wars Outlaws! I need to see more to be super excited because it looked a little rough and I don't know. But also I might be just Star Wars fatigued at this point. Love Star Wars, but like at least it has some mods at this point that gets me juiced up. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to use the washroom and then we'll talk. I think. Yeah. What's up, Raid? How are you, buddy? How's your day been thus far? Or do you just wake up? That's not Harrison Ford. She didn't shoot first. Yeah, I was about to say, you fucking light them up. This is, Red says, and this is better. Starfield warp drive looks super fucking lame. We didn't even get to see a warp drive, did we? Look, we are on different pages, Red, for sure. We have a different sense of aesthetic and enjoyment. Also, you ain't gonna be modding this game. Anyway. Is this it? I'm holding in my yeah. I use washroom. Come on. It's a long applause. My hands getting sore. The edge runner in the center of the stage. Point out the main character really quick. But who's the main character in this slot? Let's see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna pull it back a little bit, and then we're gonna watch some more. But I gotta use the washroom. We'll put on some beats.
The Ikram is a
beats, and then we'll just hang out and talk for a little bit, and then we'll wind down. I go exercise, so that's what we're gonna do as well. But yes, I do want to talk to you guys about some shit. Stop. Shh. Play that music. That royally free music. Hey, we always listen to this one. Still feel like it's loud. Too far back. Okay. Legend, we'll talk in a minute. I just watch them. Yeah, what do you call it, Red? The more I think about it, the more I'm just perplexed. I'm perplexed because to me, Starfield is like the game that I've heard you for years describe. It's a third-person game, which can be played first-person. It is also a space traveling game, and the space travel isn't just like one note. You can actually like assign power, and you can actually customize your whole ass spaceship. And there's like there's like a companion system in which you can waifu up some characters, so that can be iterated on. Yeah, you can also breach into another enemy's ship, go in there, take their ship. So like to me, it's just on paper, it is also, there's no microtransactions in it. It's just you buy the game, you get it. Yeah, there might be DLC apparently in the future, but yeah, to me, I'm just like, Red, this seems like the game that you've been talking about forever. Forever. What? What? And it can be modded, and you're a modder. So like, to me, I'm just like, Red, I don't know if you know what you want, okay? But this seems like it is on, it's got damn near every box checked. Only thing is, if it was an R-rated game, I'm sure it'd be better for you, but still seems like a lot. Starfield, I mean, by the way. Okay. Let's see. Also, I'm sorry I let stuff slip through me. I slipped through the cracks because we were watching it, you know. It's too bright. I mean, you won't be able to mod this game much. So you can at least fix the issues you have in Starfield. I already dislike fade to white, as it is true. Fluff says agreed. Fade to white is horrible. CP2077 was that with the banded fades. Speaking of flashes, Fade says, no, Red says I just woke up. Red says, I'm sure I'm more inclined to enjoy this than Starfield. I think Red, you're a psychopath. I'm sure you know yourself more than I do, but from my perspective, everything that you've given me over the years has been like you describing accidentally Starfield, but you're getting more on top of what you already wanted, and then you're like, I'm not sure if it's my thing. I'm just like, what is going on? Oh, and then like a linear story game where yes, you play a woman, that is something, but you can also play a woman in Starfield, and you can make her look however you goddamn want. With as many piercings, whatever you want. And then that's that game. You know what I mean? I don't know. It'd be wild. Anyways. The game is neat, but I'm definitely wary of anything unproven from the Disney Star Wars outside of Rogue One related content and Respawn games. It's true. I agree. But those games kind of prove themselves to some extent. I really do hope that the Lucasfilms gets the games back, even though Lucasfilms was more like Wild West than ever. He just kind of gave it to anyone who wanted to do stuff with, which honestly I think was better than the kind of walled garden that Disney's starting to create, you know, where they killed all the lore and yeah. Matt made a video about that, about like how corporations, you may have like an authentic idea online, and then a corporation will come in there and like yoink it and then try to like protect their IP, and in doing so will kind of ruin it, I guess. Ruin something that was so communal. I was gonna yell at Nub because I seen a trailer for Frostpunk 2, and I remember Nub telling me about that forever ago. Shit was wild. Agreed, Fluff. I cautiously looking forward to the game. Hell, even DICE couldn't properly use their own engine. Yeah. I don't see why people think Starfield won't be fully moddable just because Fallout 76 was also. I think they see the sales of Fallout 76, and they're nowhere near as good as the sales of Fallout 4 or even Skyrim or any of the games that do have mods, you know? Red says, part of my bias, Grin, is the fact that even with hundreds of mods, I never finished any Bethesda game. I got bored. Yeah, but I don't think that's indicative of what do you call it? Like the game not being exciting or interesting. I think that's indicative of the sheer volume and mass that these games have. Like, how long did you get 30 or 60 hours out of the game? Out of a Bethesda game? Like, you don't need to go the full 200 hours or whatnot. If you fell off after 5 hours, then yeah, I think there's something off. I think you just may not like games that are again, the idea that choice is somehow always good is not the case. Choice can also make people overwhelmed and just not enjoy stuff like that. You want to know what the best parts of the game are, because sometimes you may choose the more shitty parts of the game. You know, you may choose the part of a quest line that's not as interesting as the quest line that you missed or something like that. So the fact that there is so much volume also means that you could continue to pull the short hand. You know. tell most people weren't that negative about Bethesda after Fallout 76. Yeah. Red says mods help. I'm just not a Bethesda style guy. Yeah, which is crazy to me because it's like, I don't know what that even looks like, you know. Fluff says I recommend just going on the golden path run, finish the game's main story once, and then mod it till your content / boy. Yeah. Again, that's the best way to think about it, because you think that they took care within the main story or something like that. I'm the opposite. I'm the kind of person that likes to veer off and likes to do everything else besides the main stuff. That way I save the best for last is my thought process. Gnawing says, I love Bethesda for their games. I just wish they could release games where you don't need mods to not have them break. See, that's something I always point out when and I think it's definitely just like a roll of the dice. But I've always felt the opposite, Gnawing, a little bit. Like, I always thought, to me, whenever I play a Bethesda game, the worst I ever get is a person randomly T-posing really quick and then going back to normal. Sometimes there's like a character that just falls really hard because the world loaded in and he finally hit the ground underneath him immediately, and it's weird. But I haven't had any of the game-breaking bugs or anything like that. This idea that I also think that's kind of unfair, to be honest. I also think the idea that at least when you're talking about Skyrim, Fallout 4, New Vegas, etc., those games I think are plenty for what you're getting. Like a $60 game, I don't think they need mods to be good. I think mods make them extraordinarily good. If you look at the sheer amount of content that you get in Fallout 4, or the sheer amount of content you get in Skyrim, I think it I think it's well around the price tag of $60 worth. So I think they validate the purchase. I think the thing that makes Bethesda different is the fact that you can literally not only just have a better version of what they've already created with a mod that does it better, but you can also have a completely different tweak on a system that is ideal to you, which is wild. But I don't think I agree with the idea that Bethesda games aren't worth it, or Bethesda games are released broken all the time, because I've never really encountered a game-breaking bug. If some people have, then that sucks, and I'm sorry. That clearly changes things, but to me, I've always found that it's not that. You know, I never felt like I bought a Bethesda game and thought I didn't get enough. You know, I feel cheated. You know. And I think the mods help it a lot. But I also think that people have gotten so customized to Bethesda's ability to tweak things that it almost becomes Bethesda's commonplace, which I don't think is fair, because I think if you compare what Bethesda's games deliver and give to another game that came out in the same time period, that's in part of the same ecosystem, an open world game, maybe it's Far Cry versus Fallout 4, and you put them together, you're like, what the fuck? You get way more with Fallout. And things like that, you know. What's good, Lone? You popped in at the very last minute, buddy, but we're happy to have you. Maybe you're on your way home or something, I'm not sure. Or maybe you're on lunch, probably lunch. Fluff says, I need to get mod list figured out for Skyrim and try finishing the main story before Starfield. Yeah, it's a good idea. Good idea. The main story for Skyrim is good, especially because you finally get to the Valhalla, essentially. It's not crazy. Mods would make Valhalla probably better, but yeah. The Valhalla, the first playthrough, was still fun. You know what I mean? But that's the problem, is that mods always make things so much better that, again, Bethesda has because Bethesda does this thing that everyone wishes other companies would do, which is apply a modding situation to their games, they also are kind of kneecapped in some ways by that, because people always say that Bethesda games are broken. And yes, there are things that don't work as well as modders can make them, but I don't think they're so bad that they shouldn't be in the game, and they're broken and it's a mess, you know? Because if you compare the game to a relatively similar game, Bethesda is just weird. Fluff says, Red says, that's part of the problem. Without mods, I find it even more boring. The super uninteresting Bethesda at its core designs not making good gameplay for me. To me, I just don't know what aspect of the gameplay you don't like. You know, I could see the gunplay not really resonating, but then they have Skyrim and games like that, which could be more exciting. You know, if you didn't like the gunplay, then you could do a melee build. There's different ways that you can make the experience. To me, it seems like there might be just people who just are getting sick of gaming as a whole. So anything that looks similar to what they've already experienced in other games has just gotten stale, so stale and boring at this point that they just don't like that aspect of gaming because they've seen too much of it. It's kind of like the same thing where I talk about having Star Wars fatigue, where I'm kind of just I'm not as excited as I was when I first seen that the movies were getting a sequel. And then we got, you know, the whole Rey's storyline, which I didn't hate. It's just I didn't like the ending a lot. But anyways, but yeah, I think that there's like a fatigue element to people who are playing that, which is why a lot of people are like, yeah, but I'm having a lot of fun with these indie games, or I'm having a lot of fun with this this specific type of game, like that farm game that you showed me the other day, Red, which you said you were really interested in and enjoying. That to me is a very different game. Maybe it has some mechanics that are similar, but it seems like a vastly different game than what I would determine to be the traditional mainstream type of game, you know? Well, if you're not willing to drop $10 for the PC Game Pass, try it on September. Yeah. Fluff says, oh, there's some sort of big update happening for Dying Light 2. I seen it. I just don't know what it is yet. I want to know if anyone sees a video of a content creator summarizing what they've done to change shit up in the game, like what the update actually brings, send that to me, please. I'd like to see it. Fluff says, pre-Skyrim release dozens of times. Actually, I may just boot up Skyrim AE and play through it normally. Yeah, maybe. Just to get the main story completion done and dusted. With my main schedule as it is now, I won't have much time to mod things. Yeah, although you can download like mod packs, which give you a good bit of bang for your buck, which is pretty cool. So you don't have to really go through everything. You just you have to get on board with a certain like idea of a mod pack, what it's trying to do, you know. Which I feel like that would be just better to just do that, you know. Unless I find a decent mod collection. Oh, yeah, okay, good. You got that too. Red says, according to Steam, I have over 300 hours in Skyrim. Yeah. See, so to me that's madness. Purely because of mod. Yeah, but to me, like the fact that you're like, I just am not into Bethesda games, and what do you call it? They're not exciting to me. Yeah, if you have 300 hours in a game, that's a good bit of time. And what do you call it? Yeah, just to me, I think there's like at that point there should be some fatigue, especially when you've been playing Bethesda games for like years. If you ever played Oblivion or Morrowind or any of those games, I imagine some of those you played, Red, because I think you play games for a while. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Fluff says, I guess I can't just grab indie sales mod and some completion stuff. Sky UI. Yeah. I think you should definitely go with a mod pack, because I feel like there's already like so many good mod packs out there that, especially if you had a decent PC, you'd be ready to rip. Red says none of those hours are with the vanilla game. Yeah, I can't believe that none of them are. Like none? Not even like you never did with the Thieves Guild. You never did what do you call it? The Dark Brotherhood. None of that. Because if that's the case, Red, then I think that's just like it's just a super different thing. Because like to me the Dark Brotherhood is completely different than the Thieves Guild. Actually, maybe I may have some conversion, but it just seems like there's so much different shit in Skyrim. I think there's a different thing here outside of you just not liking the game or what do you call it? One of those things. I feel like it's like a fatigue of the entire part of the industry kind of idea, or that type of game. Fluff says, right, there are those collections. I was gonna, yeah. Lone says, how is everything going? We're going pretty good. We got some of this cool VR thing, which it wasn't much of a show. We got Avatar, a lot of Avatar gameplay. They must be spending so much money on that, but just knowing how much Avatar already costs. We're getting a what do you call it? A Blood Dragon TV show. We're getting a mobile cash grab probably for Division. Where is the damn thing? There it is. We're getting an Assassin's Creed game in VR, but we don't really know what it looks like at all. It's just kind of, this is all just like, but this game has been in development forever, so it's kind of crazy that we still don't have like actual in-game gameplay. But it looks cool, but all CGI trailers look cool, like pre-rendered animated things. How is everyone actually? Oh, you just got off work. Nice. Says Lone. Red says, I honestly doubt Bethesda will actually change engines too because of the modding community. I suspect they would need to create new tools for the community, which would cost time and money. Yeah, I also think that after Starfield, I think, unless it just flops like no one is expecting, yeah. But if it flops, then maybe. But I feel like Starfield is just like, it just validates the shit out of Bethesda, or Xbox just giving Bethesda like the most amount of money ever and just be like, do whatever you need to do, kind of idea. because yeah, because if when Starfield drops and if it's not an absolute shit show, you're getting a game of that size and that craziness for $10 in a world, where most games are costing $90 plus DLC expansions plus microtransactions plus all this other shit. You just get a solid game for $10, and also you get every other video game that's existed on that thing. It's just like Xbox is just like, this is gonna be our like, hey, get fucked. This is the most value we can probably bring. Here you go. I think at that point they'll continue to like shovel money into their developers. But I'm excited, man. The Xbox is, I think everyone's in agreement that Xbox's showcase is probably the best of this year. And what do you call it? It's cool that it seems like it's finally starting to pay off. Xbox is like bought like way that like 4 years ago they bought up like 50 different developers that were notorious and very good in the gaming industry, and we just kept not seeing stuff from them for such a long time. And now finally we're starting to see some stuff from them, which is huge. I think now they're starting to like drip feed. Like I like the idea that they're doing, which is like we're always going to have these like big games be like, if this year it's Starfield, if next year it's a Fable like deep dive walkthrough that showcases the like gameplay and the like the story and the mechanics behind everything. And then they have their indie developers and they're like kind of like tentpole games, but they save like this one big game for being that big Microsoft push, kind of like what for Sony was God of War, for Nintendo it's Zelda. But I think they now have like an understanding of like queuing up those things, which is crazy. But that's interesting about the whole Bethesda swapping game engines. Yeah, because I feel like everyone's moving over to Epic Games because it just seems like it's it'd be also nice just for people there to be some carryover, because games are so destable that if you actually know one system thoroughly, it seems like you can do quite well. Bluff says, I don't care that much about not safe for work mods, so this is the major focus for me, especially since I play a male most of the time. Yeah. Fluff says, so I may try immersive and pure. Ooh, okay. Sounds good. They will. Red says they will continue to slide upgrade. They will continue to slide upgrading creation engines. Okay. I don't know what that means. I mean, like slightly upgrade this thing, or just keep knocking it down the road. Non-Vita says, I've had many saves in Oblivion, Skyrim, Fallout 3 and 4 with the game broke, where the game broke. Before community patches were launched. Don't get me wrong, I love modding the fuck out of them, but I want to not have to do that in order to break them. Yeah, so here's the crazy thing. No, but this is why my thing, I've never had any Bethesda game break on me at all. None. So like I played Oblivion, I played New Vegas, I played Skyrim, I played Fallout 4, and I think I'm missing one, but I've never had any one of them like break. No, definitely not game breaking breaks. Not that I couldn't just like reload a save and then just go do it again and then it's fine. So it's yeah, that to me that's the difference in where we're coming from at the problem. But if you're encountering that many breaks, damn, that's brutal. Red says perhaps or better yet, just use the Unreal Engine support mod natively. It's super fucking easy. Yeah. I do wonder about that, Red, though, because I do think that yes, like that's true. 100%. I could see that Unreal Engine's great. I just wonder if Unreal Engine could be better for the whole modding aspect. Like, could you find the bridge of using Unreal Engine, but then also Bethesda making it even easier for modders to engage with certain mechanics? Because I still just, the reason why I bring that up is because I still think, as much as Unreal Engine might be great, and I am not in the modding space, I still see so much content just continually pumped out from Bethesda games, for Skyrim, for Fallout, for all of these games that continue to just have like hundreds of thousands of mods, whereas games that are running on the Unreal Engine I see have 1,000, maybe 10,000, maybe 20,000, but I've never seen it go beyond that. So I wonder if it's just like maybe it's easier if you're willing to dedicate like understanding what it is to be an editor, but if you just want to do a little tweak in the world, maybe the creation gets easier. I don't know. I can't explain why it's so different, and it like, I don't think it's just because Bethesda is Bethesda. I think it's I see it in other games that are also successful, you know. Red says, especially probably half of more of the Skyrim hours is time spent modding rather than playing. But yeah, but that's a meme within the whole like Bethesda community, which is like there's so much choice that you're like it's just fun in general to keep scrolling and to see what you could possibly experience. It's basically like having a free, amazing downloadable content store without it costing $1. Which is rad. You know, that's just satisfying in itself. It's like window shopping. It makes you feel like a king, just being able to buy whatever you want, you know? Fluff says, especially at this point, modders have gotten so good where I remember back in the day, 90% of modding was just troubleshooting, trying to get them to slightly work together. And even then it would still crash in a couple seconds. So the fact that modders have gotten, like, I have like so many mods on Bone Lab and Blade and Sorcery that they just work. Like Todd Howard, literally, you just throw it in a folder and it just works. It just does the thing. And Blade and Sorcery has gotten so good where you can actually look in the menu in the game and it will tell you exactly what file broke, like why it didn't work, and they just turn it off basically. So you can go in there and be like, okay, let me just fix that really quick, which wasn't always the case when you're modding Skyrim back in the day, you know. Immersive and adult pure might be a go-to. That's our consolation, but I personally just want to use inner stuff in whatever collection pack. I will say, Fluff, one of the mods that I always wanted to download if I was ever going to replay Skyrim is the crazy modders over at Nexus made a Skyrim mod for Serana, which gave her, like, redubbed her entire audio, but gave her so much more lines, so much more intricacy. I think they also added some, like, risque stuff if you wanted that. And yeah, they just, like, fully sent it, which was cool. And they gave her, like, the whole new storyline within her, like, family dynamic stuff, which is rad. But a lot of stuff there. Fluff says, interesting. I includes more 2 new races. Ooh, okay. I might play one of those. Yeah, keep me updated on that. I want to know, because there's just, like, you could talk about Skyrim mods forever because there's just so many creative people over there. Red says, Bethesda would not even have the creation to create any tools for modders if they use Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is already the tool provided free from Epic. Yeah. Nog says, I have thousands. Yeah, but so then how do you respond to that question then, Red, of like, if Unreal Engine is the superior tool that a lot of people make, why is there so much on Bethesda? So if we would take a game that's comparable or something like that, why is there so much mods on Bethesda's game thing? Because to me, I think, like, maybe Epic is great, but I don't think it's. I think it is more complex. I feel like, just to me, that'd be the way that I would explain why. You just see so much Skyrim mods. You see so many Bethesda mods in any of the games. And even in games that are comparable to them, I still don't see as many mods. Maybe it's a fandom thing. I don't know what it would be, but I think yeah, there's something there. I think even if it's just the simplicity of the tool or the ravenousness of the fan base, I don't know. Nog says, I have thousands of hours in Oblivion and in Skyrim each, and hundreds or so in the Fallout. I have one character in Oblivion with around 1,500 hours. Damn. And multiple 300-hour characters in Skyrim. That's madness, Fetus. That's a lot. I did not expect that. Whew. That's brutal. The 1,000? That's like, whew. Also, like, you've run out of shit to do eventually, or you just keep modding it. Because I always thought Oblivion never had, like, the most intricate mod, like, didn't have, like, a lot of story mods at the time when I'm looking back on that game. I don't think so. I remember there being, like, a companion mod, which I've seen, which was rad, but I didn't see, like, a lot of story quest mods. So I always wonder what you're doing for the whole time doing that. I guess there's a lot in, yeah, you could definitely get 600 hours in Oblivion with the Shimmering Isles and the various mods that expand that. So maybe, yeah. Convinced myself there. Fluff says, so I have 800 hours between original and special edition Skyrim. Damn, I don't know how many hours I got. I'm probably with you guys, same amount, but yeah, I'm not sure. I would say, I don't know. I would lowball and say probably like 600 hours, 700 hours maybe. But then I think, I don't know, man. You were young and you were playing that game like every day for a year or 2 years. And that was not even with mods. Like, I didn't always have mods. Yeah, in fact, I just watched mods on YouTube. And then I eventually tried to get into mods, but my PC wasn't strong enough, so then I had to do a lot of troubleshooting to try to make it work, and it kind of worked, and yeah. Red says, because Unreal Engine is probably the most versatile and expansive engine, probably the most user-friendly too if someone like me can figure it out. That's something I never do. Okay. 700 from the original, 100 hours special. Gnawing says, main reason for the excessive Elder Scrolls hours is I love the books inside of them. It's always my own personal objective to collect one of each book in the games and make a library of it. That's incredible. And I guarantee there's mods that help you like stack them and shit. That's hilarious. I did not think that at all. Do you read all of them? Because that's wild to me. I always would have hoped a game basically changed some shit up and made it so there was like a companion voice that you had, like a little trinket that would talk to you and narrate or summarize the lore, I guess. Without it being like this. Hogwarts Legacy tried to do something like that, where like the main character reacts to what he just read, but it just makes you even more confused if you didn't read it. You're kind of like, I think I'm kind of getting what that was. Lone says, I know I played Fallout 4 for a good bit, but Skyrim, I'd say I only got like 5 hours in? Oh, that's fucking sacrilegious. Lone, damn. I bit the fuck out of my tongue just then. Ow. Red says, that's something I never do if I don't need to read. You know, you were hunting for this, like you were curious this whole time about why this thing is here, and then finally you see a book that references it and you're like, oh, okay, I'm actually interested in this and I'll read it, you know. Also, back in my day when Ezio smashes his whole corpse into a haystack, enemies didn't react as much as that. They were kind of just like, must be the wind, and just fucked off. Nong Vita says, I'm in the opposite. I read fast better than listening myself. That's amazing. That's amazing. There's a lot of people like that though. But that's incredible. Red says, I've got the start of September to defeat Elderwind, assuming I don't get distracted by other releases currently owned game. Yeah, hopefully we can burn through it, especially with your new PC. You should be able to upscale those graphics, download some pretty mods that make things prettier. I guess should be good. Red says, if I had to guess, because there has never been a game like Bethesda games using the Unreal Engine, Baldur's Gate. I see. So you're saying that it's there's not been very many games with modding openness like Bethesda games, so it's just purely because they have give people access to mods that makes it so. Okay, I feel like I've seen a lot of mods that are also not Bethesda games that have modders, but they don't have the same ravenousness, whatever it's called. I forget. I'm trying to think of a game that I've seen recently that did that. I can't think of it. I just remember I've seen it. Well, to your point, shouldn't it be any Unreal Engine game? I thought you were saying that, Red, that every Unreal Engine game that can basically be modded, as if it could be modded by anything. Or maybe not. That's not true. But there's not like any big ass open world game with that's made by has an Unreal Engine thing. Made by Unreal Engine? No, Lone. Whenever I say like a companion that's tiny that can read things for you, everyone immediately I think of like Forspoken's horrible execution of Cuff, and I just think I actually didn't hate Cuff's like witty buddy cop nature. I hated the interaction between two people that hated each other for no reason. Honestly, it was a one-sided hatred also. Yeah, but like the best example, there's a remaster coming out from Shadows of the Damned, which I'm super excited for. So yeah, what do you call it? I can't wait to replay that game on stream with you guys. And holy shit, that is like one of the best buddy cop type of intricate things that they developed. I can't speak. Fluff says Baldur's Gate 3 released out of early access on the 31st, but I don't really have anyone to play that with, so I can't wait. Yeah. Also, it's nice that I imagine when the game releases, there will also be some other stuff that people probably sharpen up with the game, like updates and whatnot. 99% of the games in general are simply not like Bethesda-style games. Okay, so most modern games are not like open-world games like Bethesda's. Fluff says, my earliest experience with mods from gaming was Half-Life. Loved Scene 7 co-op. Okay, and evidently Freelance. Okay, so Half-Life mods, neat. Red says Bethesda's are rather unique in how they create their games. Okay, so they're easier to approach when it comes to modding. So it's not that like the tools are good, but it's just that the layout of the game is complex, which therefore is hard to change or tweak a piece of it maybe. Love says freelance mods were great. I allowed you to fly around with a ship and other sci-fi media. Cool. Lone says don't cuff from Forspoken do that. Yeah, but that's again I like cuff. I like cuff. Nong Fetus says ran out of stuff to do, and then mods, then ran out of stuff to do with mods, but book collecting is the main thing. If I had to get, damn, that's great. That's a lot of time to collect. That many books in Skyrim? Shit, shit. But what do you call it? It's funny because that's one of to me the funnest things about mods is, which honestly Blade and Sorcery is kind of shitty because it has like additions that like if you have a popular mod, you always have to update the mod for the newest release, which is annoying. But yeah, what do you call it? One of my favorite things about the whole modding thing is that it feels like you're always like, well, yeah, but you just gotta wait a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, I played all the mods, but just give it like go disappear for 2 months. Disappear for 2 months, go play some other games, come back and you'll have like a whole ass another batch of mods. Or if you walk away for a year, then you're just like, oh my god, Jesus Christ. Given the community, but still, most of the time mods are pretty consistent drip feed. It seems like. Skyrim gave modders efforts a major boost, but modding before Skyrim was very niche, but still active amongst certain game engines, Source and Unreal primarily. Okay, it's cool that Unreal's always had that foundation then. Red says no, Grin. I mean no one makes Bethesda. I mean, no one makes games like Bethesda makes games, and people love them for that. Modding is easy for Unreal Engine. There just has never been a game akin to a Skyrim or a Fallout using Unreal Engine. God, it's no like big ass open world games that people love. Gotcha. Wasn't Hogwarts Legacy in the Unreal Engine? That game I think is pretty open, pretty giant, has a rabid fan base, and it also does have a good bit of mods. We'll have to see in a year if it has an amount of mods like Bethesda. Bethesda games. Fluff says Freelance was Chris Robbins' game for Star Citizen. It was pretty great. Had a solo campaign and a pretty decent multiplayer mode. Ooh. Fluff says the latter of which was where we did most of the modding. Oh, okay, the multiplayer mod. Interesting. Red says, I'm saying Bethesda games in of themselves are special, not counting the modding. I see. Despite all that, they are still not for me. The irony, shame. Yeah, I was like, huh. Fluff says, well, as Todd and another dev said during the Starfield Direct, it's a Bethesda game through and through. Nongvita says, Bethesda has a massive revenue diehard fan base, or ravenous diehard fan base. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, and arguably, I think the Harry Potter, unless I'm wrong about that game being on Unreal, I might be. The Hogwarts Legacy being an Unreal Engine game, but that I don't think there's anything that puts the Harry Potter fan base to shame. You know what I mean? A large chunk of them also do mods, thus a large ravenous diehard modding core to feed off of them. I definitely do think there's probably a correlation in some way to just the idea that Bethesda kind of has made this a consistent thread in their games where people can mod it, so therefore you slowly start to aggregate like just people who basically like cut their teeth on mods to then show them to developers to then say hire me. Hogwarts Legacy is Unreal Engine 4. Yeah. So to me, I'm curious if that game gets mods as intricate as some of them, because I do agree with Red that some of the mods are nuts. Like Blade and Sorcery has Unreal Engine, and the mods for that game are like completely different. That's one thing I will say that I think Unreal Engine has super like put Bethesda's mod engine to shame. Even as a layman who doesn't know anything about anything about mods. Blade and Sorcery mods look completely different, like built up from the ground up than anything else in Blade and Sorcery. Whereas Bethesda games, I still feel like there's always, like, there's a reason why there isn't a gun mod in Skyrim yet, which to me I always wanted. Especially after ever seeing that, like, meteorite that crashes in. Before you try to correct me, wait, I'll specify what I mean by gun mod. Not a crossbow retexture gun mod. I'm talking about like a gun mod where I can reload like I'm in Battlefield or something. Anyway, but ever since I seen that, like they're like their first mod that they released for Skyrim in Steam Workshop, which is that portal circular little British man that like smashes his head into the ground. I always would have loved a mod that does that, like a comet, like some sort of distant future parallel world nonsense where like we send out a probe into the universe. And that probe has like guns and firearms and shit in it because we're crazy, and we chuck that shit into a planet accidentally, and then you open that shit and you have guns. That'd be rad. But yeah, there still isn't any of that like kind of like brand new animations, brand new kind of structure and framework where I have seen that kind of stuff in Blade and Sorcery, which is wild. And to Red's point, I think it's because it's easier to build up from the ground up. Fluff says, for better or worse, Bethesda is great at making sandboxes and tools and toys for us to run wild with. Yeah. Red says, pretty much how Hogwarts Legacy. Fluff says, all right, got Skyrim AE booted up for the first time. Looks like I have access to my character from the last playthrough. Nice! Yeah, it's always nice when that doesn't get corrupted or thrown away. Red says, there are currently 1,000 mods for Legacy. Yeah, which is weird, man. There's always that, like, happy medium. It's strange. Like, I'm playing that Battle Talent. There's also 1,000 mods for that one. But that game is, like, way less of the player base. And, but it also, I think, it's been out for, like, I think 4 months or 7 months, maybe. But it has just, like, I don't know anyone who knows Battle Talent, you know. Even in the VR space, I think it's a niche game, but even that one has 1,000 mods, so yeah. But that one also is Unreal Engine. Fluff says, but I'm going to start anew with immersive and pure. Yeah. Red says, just on Nexus, not counting other sites like Loverlay. Oh, I see. Gnawing Vita says, Potter has a larger fan base, but Bethesda has had their base far longer, at least for the game. Yeah, I definitely think there's an argument for, like, I just think, like, to me, I think we'll see in a year. Like, if Hogwarts Legacy continues to get a massive mods at the same churn rate as Bethesda, then I think, or even if it's significantly lower, I just want to see, because to me that is a game that's comparable in some ways to Bethesda's kind of built-in fan base of, like, a lot of people who love it. People are already starting to mod it, and yeah. But also, I don't know if I've seen any Hogwarts Legacy mods that are like some of the mods I've seen for Blade and Sorcery. But I also think that's because Blade and Sorcery has made it. There's no one I said that it would be good if they did. I think the reason why Blade and Sorcery is so good is because they've made it easier for modders to change to mod, essentially. Like, they're very modder friendly. Like, so much so that they have the mods built into the game itself. Like, you can literally just go in game, download mods from the start screen. So I just want to see if there can be a game that is similar, has like an okay start, not a better start than Bethesda. Bethesda probably still has a massive lead on them, but we should still be able to see some comparability, you know. Nong says there is a gun mod, several for Skyrim. Don't remember them. Yeah. So this is what I mean when I said to this day there's still not a gun mod for Skyrim. There is not an actual, unless there is. Please link me to this. I've asked this to you guys a bunch of times, and everyone says there's gun mods for Skyrim. There isn't. Not an actual gun mod. Not a gun mod where, like, you hit a button, you reload. Not where you can iron sights aim. Not a mod where you shoot the trigger and you can, like, shoot like just like out of Call of Duty, just like out of any game. What there is there's retextures or redesigns of spells. So you'll hold down the trigger, you'll charge up your gun, and then you'll go like that. Or you'll have a crossbow and you'll hold down the thing and you go like bang, 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 bang. But you can clearly tell it's just a retextured crossbow, you know? So it's still not a gun. It's not a gun, which I think in Unreal Engines you could take a game and its structure that is also an FPS, and then bring that into another Unreal Engine game easier than Bethesda's type thing. Because arguably, I think they're using the same engine as Fallout to Skyrim, or at least somewhat similar. So why couldn't you port some of that weird Fallout gunplay that I'm talking about into Skyrim? It must be different. Something must be broken, or not broken, but something must be harder than I'm thinking of. You know. Nog says, there is a gun mod. Red says, yeah, Hogwarts Legacy is probably the first genuine good Harry Potter game with a history of shit movie tie-ins in licensed games. Yeah. Well, hopefully it ends up doing good. Again, the game sold really well, so I definitely think it's going to get more versions of that game. Red says Bethesda has a strong gaming history. Yeah. I definitely think there's like a different version of that, but yeah. Red says I'm just now realizing these speeder bikes are super fucking slow. Yeah, a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, I have to go work out. I'd usually do it in the morning, but because we streamed, I was gonna have to be on my tippy toes of like finishing, quickly showering, coming here. So yes, I'm off to go exercise, but that was a fantastic stream. I think that does round it off for our showcase. Or kind of like us going through all the showcase. I love these so much. It is kind of a pain in the ass for it to be so scattered in the day. I like to have things scheduled so I can do stuff ahead of time and not feel like spent, because after I stream I feel a little bit tired. But what do you call it? There's the Capcom thing happening later tonight. Hopefully we have Dragon's Dogma gameplay. If we do, we'll totally react to that and hang out and look at that on Saturday's stream this week. And I think on the 14th there's like another VR showcase, which we'll also just react to on Saturday, even if it's there. I may talk to you guys about it in hindsight, but yeah. Red says, read the thing. Fluff says the Sorcerer's Stone game is beloved by many, and there was also a Quidditch World Cup game. Yeah, well, I was about to say, I was going to say it, but when Red said, like, it's the first good Harry Potter game, I know a lot of people, and I'm kind of one of them, where I think it's just because you're playing, like, a bad game when you're young, and it has, like, this reverence in your heart still, you know? Fluff says, but otherwise, Hogwarts Legacy. Yeah, no, I don't disagree that Hogwarts Legacy is a banger right now. Fluff says, download the mods in alphabetical order. At least it's somewhat streamlined. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, to Hogwarts Legacy point of view, I do think I did see one mod in there that was actually pretty, like, it wasn't just a reskin or a retexture, but actually pretty different, and it was the companion mod. But arguably people said that the gameplay mechanics were already in the game, so it could still have been like just a flipping the switch on and like adjusting it so it works properly. But still, hopefully we'll see more stuff from Hogwarts Legacy in terms of like the actual shockingly different mods, like mods that don't just look like reskins. Love you to bits. Hopefully I can see you again. We'll be streaming on Thursday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Hopefully I can see you guys there. Thank you kindly, and goodbye. Also, to me, Xboxes was the best showcase. I massively enjoyed the Starfield thing. 180 from me being kind of okay with it to being super excited for it. Yeah, I'm excited for the year of gaming. Hopefully we can see more about Fable next year. Cool. Thank you. Bye.